Guys, today we are going to talk about in this video how to use functional keys in AutoCAD software. As we discussed about in previous videos that how to use to set drawing unit and drawing limit in AutoCAD software, and next video we talk about the coordinate system. In coordinate system we discuss about Cartesian coordinate system and polar coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system we discuss about absolute dimension and incremental dimension, and in polar coordinate we were use about the use of polar coordinate system in AutoCAD with the program. So in this video we will discover all these things. Okay, and one thing also, there are many workspace in AutoCAD software. So we can see that we can set this one from here. Okay, we have 3D and drafting and annotation, we have 3D basic. Okay, so this is the 3D basic toolbar. So in this one we have basic 3D toolbar. Now we will click here, there is option 3D modeling. So we can see that these are the 3D modeling toolbars, and now we will click here, we have option that is drafting and annotation. We will use this one, as well as we can create our own workspace. Okay, how? We just click here, save and current, and then we can put our name. Okay, so suppose I am giving my name. Yes, so this is my workspace in AutoCAD software. Similarly, we can use these options also. Here is the option that is workspace setting. So through this one we can use that which one you want and which one you don't want. Suppose I don't want to use these workspace, whatever we had created. Okay, I need only these 3 workspace. So we just check this workspace and then click here. Okay. So this is how to use workspace in AutoCAD software. And now we can see that the first option in this one is in functional keys is grid, and then a snap, infer, and then next option is dynamic input, as well as ortho, and many more. One thing is also very important, that many students have a question that, sir, why this toolbar is not visible? Due to setting, we have to make some setting in AutoCAD software so that we can easily find these functional keys. We can control these functional keys from here. We see that this one is lower right corner. Okay, in this lower right corner we have option that is customization. Click here. Now we can see that we have model space. So this is the model space. Next one is grid, snap mode, infer constant, dynamic input, ortho, polar. So all these are checked, so that which one we had checked, so these are only visible, and which one we didn't check, these are not visible. Suppose I am going to uncheck these. You see, you can see that now we have many toolbar. Okay, in functional keys these are not visible. So that now I am going to check this one. So now we see that as we check this one, so we are able to see these functional keys. Okay, from here. Okay, now, and next one is, suppose you don't have any toolbar. Suppose I want to keep some toolbar in right side or left side. Okay, right side or left side. So how to bring this toolbar in AutoCAD? This is also very important thing. Okay, so how to do that? For this, we'll select, there should be some pop-up menu, or we can say that pull down menu. So these are not visible. So first of all we have to bring pull down menu at the top of this screen. Okay, so this one will visible below this quick access toolbar. So how to find? For this we click here first, and then there is option show menu bar. As we click this one, so we can see that now we are able to see these are the menu bar. We see. Okay, so this is very important. Student, you must remember these things. Whenever you don't get this menu bar, So you can find this one from here like this, uncheck and then check. Got it? Let's discuss about the next one, that is how to bring toolbar in AutoCAD software. So that go to tool and then toolbar, AutoCAD. In this filter we have these toolbars. Suppose I want to use draw toolbar. We can see that we have option for draw toolbar. We click here. As we click this one, so we can see that we have now draw toolbar. Next one is modify toolbar. So modify toolbar is in right side. So that again right click and there is option for modify. Yes. Now we have modify toolbar. So this is the draw toolbar and this one is modify toolbar. So similarly, once you bring a toolbar in graphical window, after that you don't need to click here and then select and then select and then you find. You directly right click in any toolbar. Okay, you just right click here like this, and then you can use which one you want. Suppose I want to use one more toolbar, that is inquiry. You see that we have inquiry. Yes, now I have inquiry toolbar. So I can drag and drop this one like this. So guys, this is how to use how to bring the toolbar in AutoCAD software. Okay. So this is about complete how to set this graphical window and how to bring the toolbars in inside the graphical window, and how to maximize and minimize these functional keys in AutoCAD software. So this is called grid. We can say that graph. We generally call it as a graph, but in AutoCAD software we have grid. So we can check or uncheck. Generally we use this grid for maintain much and more accuracy. So these are the combination of number of horizontal line as well as vertical line with a specific gap. So this is grid. So we can use this one. So when you will use, suppose I am going to zoom this one, you see this is zoom in, okay, zoom out. So suppose I am going to check this option, that is a snap. So as we check this option snap, and now I am going to select a tool. Okay, I am going to select this command, that is line command. You see, when I am going to move this cursor up and down, so something is going to snatch. Which one is snatching? So that when numbers of horizontal and vertical lines, means the intersection points of grid, that are going to snap this one. Suppose I want to move this cursor in middle of this block, we see. So we cannot move this cursor in the middle of this block. How to do that? For this we have to uncheck this option. What was the option? That is snap. As we uncheck this option, now we can see that we are easily pick anywhere. You see, anywhere we can pick this one. Suppose we have to exit from this one, so that we suppose you want to exit from line command, so press enter button. So now we are exit from this command. Okay, so this is the use of a snap and grid. So I'm going to uncheck this one. Okay, so this is the use of grid and snap. Now next option is infer constraint. So infer constraint is what? Guys, you may take some time, okay, but you don't think that okay, I don't have much and more time to see the video, because obviously when you learn something, so that you have to give some time for that, so that you will easily understand the things. It is not possible that within very few minutes we will learn any software in a very proper manner. For this you have to give your own dedication, so that you will get understand. So that the next option is infer constraint. For infer constraint, what we do? We just click here. Okay, and now I am going to draw a rectangle. As we draw a rectangle, we see that we have numbers of constraint. So this is this line and this line, both lines are parallel. Now this line and this line, these both lines are also parallel, and this one and this one, these both lines are perpendicular to each other. So infer constant will give us the symbolic sign so that easily we can understand the constant between the entities. So this is about infer constant. We can control this one very properly from here. If you want to know this infer constant in a proper way, so that you have to know about this one, this is parametric. Under parametry we see that we have option, that is geometric constant. Under geometric constant we can see that we have coincident, perpendicular, parallel, tangent, horizontal, vertical. All these modes we have, all these constraints we have. Okay, so that what we do, we just click this one. For this one we need some entities, so that suppose I am going to draw some lines like this. Okay, some circles is also need. Yes. So these are the circles and these are the lines. Now I am saying that I have to meet this line, this end point of this line, and this end point of this line. So how to meet this one? We can use this parametric, geometric constant, and there is option coincident. I am going to select this end point and this end point. Now we see these both lines are constant with each other in this end point. Now what was the next one is, I have to constant this point and this point. Again go to parametric, geometric constant, constant. Select this. One thing also we have to know, the first one which one will select, that one will fix. Suppose I am going to select this one, so it will fix. And now I want to move this one. Okay, displace these entities from here to here. So we click here. See. So this is how to constant. Now we want to join this circle and this end point of this line. So that again go to parametric, geometric constant, constant. Select this one and this one. Again once we use this tool, and you have to use this, you have to repeat this tool many times. So you don't need to select from the process. You direct right click, or you can find that repeat constant, or directly you will press enter button, so that easily you will rapidly you can use this tool if you are not going to change one tool many times. Means 4 to 5 times you have to use one tool. So just leave that one, press enter, exit. So again you have to press enter to start to do the work for the specific command. So this is how to you can reduce your time. So select this one and this one. Again I am going to select this point and this one, and then this point and this one. So this is constant. Next one is perpendicular. I want that I have to make this line and this line perpendicular to each other. So first we select this one and then this one. Now we can see that both are maintaining a relation. The relation is perpendicular. Okay, when we extend this line till this one, so that it will be 90 degree. Obviously at this time it is 90 degree. Okay. Next option is parallel. I have to make parallel this line and this line. You see, now both lines are parallel to each other. Now again go to parametric. Next option is tangent. I want to make tangent this line with this circle. So select this one and then this one. You see, now this circle is maintaining tangency with this line, or this line is going to maintain tangency with this circle. Next option is horizontal. So we see that this line is not horizontal. I want to make it horizontal. Click here. You see, now it's horizontal. Parametric, geometric constant. Next one is vertical. I want to make this line vertical. We see that this line is not vertical. Click here. Okay, so we see vertical. Now we see that now this line is vertical. Next option is concentric. I want to make concentric this circle with this one, again this one with this one, again this one with this one. So this is how to use concentric. Next option is smooth. Generally we use this tool for spline, or we can say that curve. So that we have to draw some spline like this. Now suppose I want to join this point and this point of these both curve. So that go to parametric, geometric constraint, we have option that is smooth. Select this one and this one. Now we can see that now both are connected with each other. Next option is symmetric. I have to make symmetric. Suppose I have rectangle C and here is a line. Let's check this option ortho, so that we are able to draw a straight line in a very proper manner. You see, now we can see that is this rectangle is symmetric with these both horizontal and vertical lines? No, I have to make it symmetric. How to do? Go to parametric, geometric constraint, there is option symmetric. Select this one and then select this center one. See, now this rectangle is symmetric with this line. Now again select this one and last this axis. We see. So this is how to use symmetric in AutoCAD software. So this is about equal and fixed. These are both very easy tools. So this is how to use geometric constraint, and similarly I have option that is dimensional constraint. I want to maintain dimension of this one, so that suppose horizontal, select this point and click here. You see that the length of this line is 34.8570. I want that it should be 40. Click here. You see, now I had changed only this line. Why this one is getting changed? Because we have relation. This line and this line both are parallel to each other. So that's why when we will make change in this one, so it will automatically change. Suppose I am going to uncheck this command, that is infer constraint, and now I am going to draw a rectangle. Okay, so I am going to draw a rectangle. You see, and I am saying that I have to maintain dimensional constraint. Okay, select this one and this one. You see how much? 66.1113. Okay, I am saying that it should be 75. You see what happened? It has deformed. Why? Because there is no any geometrical relation between each other. Okay, so in this drawing there was relation, but in this drawing there is no relation with each other. So that's why where there is relation, the effect will be in both entities, and where there is no relation, so there would not be any effect with each other. So this is how to use infer constraint. Now next we have option that is so that one was about infer constraint. So let's discuss about dynamic input. Dynamic input is what? It is the tool which gives us the position of crosshair. Suppose I am going to move my cursor. Suppose I am going to select this line command. We see that we have position of this cursor. You see, it's saying, it gives us the position of the cursor as I am moving. You see, okay, but as we uncheck this one, dynamic input, we see that we are not able to see the position of this crosshair. Okay, so that's why we use this option, that is dynamic input. Now we have next option, that is ortho. Ortho is very important tool. Whenever we need a straight line, we should check this command, that is ortho. Suppose I am going to draw a line. You see, we have a straight line, but as we uncheck this one, you see, means frequently we are not able to draw a straight line. It may take some time. You see that. Suppose I have to take vertical line, I have to concentrate a lot. Okay, so that's why we check this command ortho, so that with the help of ortho we can draw a straight line in a very proper way and in a very fast way. Next option is polar. Polar and ortho both are versatile with each other, because whenever we use ortho, so that whatever draw we line, it will be straight, we see. But as we check this command polar, see, that means polar means what? We have maintained some angle, so that here I have to draw some line. Suppose we see that we have cursor, we have polar, as I told you in the previous video. If you have seen my previous video, on that video I had discussed about the polar coordinate system. On that polar coordinate system I had talked about how to make program in polar coordinate system and what is the format for polar coordinate system. Here we have the same format, that is we see that polar, the length is 549.57 and how much less than how much angle? It is 0 degree. Suppose I want to draw a line, but the angle should be 40 degree. How to do? We see, we have 15 degree, we have 30 degree, we don't have. We see that is 40 degree is visible? No. Here is some interruption is going on. We see that I am starting from here, the angle is 0. Now suppose this is 15 degree, now here this is 30 degree, here we see that this one is 45 degree, this one is 60 degree, and here is 75, then 90 degree. Okay, so that means 50 degree interval is going on. That means we have to make some changes in the polar. How to make change? Just right click in this polar and then we see, go to tracking setting, and after this tracking setting we can see that we have incremental the angle that was previously by default it has 15, but I have to change this one into 10 degree. Click here 10. Now we can press here OK. We see that 10, 0, 10 degree, 20, 30, 40. So now we are able to find the specific angle with the help of setting of this polar tracking. And next one is most important thing, that is OSnap. Object snap is the mode through which we can easily locate the mode of the geometry. Suppose I have a rectangle. Okay, I am saying that I have a rectangle. The length of this rectangle is whatever. I want to find the location of the midpoint of this rectangle. How do you find this? How do you find this? We cannot take a scale and we will put that scale in the screen and we will mark it. No. What we do? We have to check this command, that is object snap. We see I am going to check this one, and now we see that I am going to select this line command and easily I can find the midpoint of this line. I can easily find the end point of this rectangle. We can easily see the nearest of this one. Suppose I am going to uncheck this option, that is object snap, and now I can see that I am going to locate this the end point of this one. Okay, I am thinking that this is the end point. Okay, suppose I am taking a circle. Okay, you see, yes, somewhere here, and we feel that okay, we are able to draw a circle in this corner, but is this corner, the location of this circle is better as we want? Let's see. When we zoom this one, so that we will see there is some gap. So that means we are wrong. So that we have to check this command. What was that? Is object to snap. As we check this command object to snap, we will easily locate the mode of the geometry. How to set this one? You just direct right click in object snap option, and we see that we have these are the modes. You see, through these modes we are able to see the position and location of the geometry in a very proper way. So this is very important topic, guys and students. You must consider about this one. Maybe this video you will feel that it's taking some more time, but this is very important thing, and when the topic will come for important and the term come for important, so that you have to give your own effort also. Okay, so here we can directly clear all and select all. So this is how to use this one. One thing is also frequently happens with the student. What was? Suppose clear this one and check this one, okay, and check this one. Suppose we think that we have object to snap and the object to snap mode is on. So I want to find the midpoint of this one. Now we are not able to see. That time we have to know that, okay, that means there is some wrong thing is going on. That means again you have to go to object to snap and then setting, and then you have to say, okay, the midpoint has not checked. So that's why I'm not able to find the location of the midpoint of this line. So again we click here and then go to OK, and we see that now we are able to locate the midpoint of this entity. So this is how to use object to snap. Next option, guys, that is line weight type, LWT generally call it. So suppose I have to increase the thickness of this line. How much? Click here. We see we are not able to see. For this we have to define something. What was? Just right click and then there is option. What was the option? We have properties tool, and here I'm going to change the thickness of this one. It should be 1 mm suppose. Now we are able to see the thickness of this one, but if you will uncheck this one, so that we will not able to see the thickness. So whenever you have to see the thickness of the entities, you have to check this one. Generally we use this one for make the border and the palettes or in a specific project. In the next video we will discuss about properties toolbar and many toolbars. Guys, many times I am saying that you must see all the videos continuously to learn AutoCAD software in a very proper way. Okay, so that next option we are talking about in functional keys, that is we see transparency. So transparency is not possible for this time because it need 3D drawing. Okay, when we draw 3D drawing, on that time we will discuss about this one. We have next option, that is selection cycling. So selection cycling is what? Suppose I have a line, one more line top of this one, one more line top of this one. So see, we have 3 lines, but when we select this one, so what? We are not able to select all lines, but I have to, suppose I have to select the middle one of this line, okay, whatever hidden in this layer. So that to see this one we will use selection cycling. We see that as you check this one and select this one, we see we have 3 lines, 1 2 3. So easily we can remove duplicate copy or duplicate entities which one hidden in the line, so that easily you can reduce your data. So this is about the selection cycling. Now next option is 3D object snap. So 3D object snap is also for 3D object. We don't have at this time 3D object. We'll discuss about this one in the next video. So that till that you must stay safe and stay healthy, and most important thing is please subscribe the channels